everyone. Welcome back to the Lakeshore Video Podcast. I'm here with John and Josh of Omnia Mors.
Correct.
Yes, I got it right.
Flu.
So,
hello, everybody.
They are a metal band based in Northwest Indiana. And I know John, we go way back to high school. So that's, 20 years ago now?
There's a lot. I don't know. Man, we're old now.
Yeah.
I want to say anyone that does our style of music or any of the metal of thrash or whatnot that's not like the modern stuff, they're all in their 30s.
Yeah.
And you can even see with like the current things.
Yeah. All the good metals, older guys.
Yeah,
definitely.
Sorry, I'm like, hey, young people out there, like I tell my students, is like, start a band, do something. Like, there's no legends right now.
Yeah.
They're all passing away.
Well, John got started. I happen to know he was a saxophonist, and I played the trumpet. And then me and John used to jam in high school because we both played guitar.
Nice.
And then that's kind of how we got to know each other in the metal realm.
Because the people that do know, well, anyone that watches that remembers us, if I go, show me potato salad, they're going to know. They're going to know what's up. So
I do it all the time.
And Josh, what about you? How'd you get into like music? Did you play in band in high school? Or anything?
I did play in a band in high school, but it was horrible.
Yeah.
So it was really one of those bands you kind of like, you kind of cringe about.
Yeah.
Like when they had like 2 singers. I was like one of those gigs.
Yeah.
So bad.
2 singers. How do you do that?
I don't even want to remember that. So I guess we'll leave it at that. So
yeah. I mean, we didn't really, I think me and John talked about starting a band, but we never actually started a band. We just
tried.
We would jam, but then I went off to college, and then John went to Guitar Center. Got really good at guitar.
I had all kinds of stuff. I was like in a great voyage.
You went to college and stuff too, but
yeah,
we went to different colleges. So, but
I didn't go. The funny part, I think, of a lot of musicians was I did not go for. I was for law. Graduated, and then now I have a music career now.
Yeah.
And you went music career, and like a little bit different than the career you went through. You're like, this is not exactly what I went for. Well,
yeah. Did you guys always know that you wanted to be musicians? When did you guys like start off and like get into music?
it was, I went to my first concert. It was actually an Ozzy Osbourne concert back when I was in, I think, 6th or 7th grade. Ever since then, I was like, man, I really want to play guitar. And so
Sorry, I'm making funny faces.
So anyways, ever since then, I've always wanted to play guitar, and that's probably where it all started.
Nice.
Yeah.
7th grade?
Yeah.
That's actually when I got my first guitar too, was 7th grade.
It was one of those combo packs, it was like a Squire Strat, and it came with a
Oh,
Strat
nice.
amp, and I blew up the amp that week of having it. It was great.
did it come that way? I did come with one of like the off-brand Squire. Well, it was not off-brand.
It was like a off-brand like Fender amp, but it said
Fendor.
Yeah, Fendor.
Nice.
I was joking. It said Squire. I think it said Squire on it, but yeah, I blew that thing up after like 2 weeks of having it. So.
Nice. I had a Washburn. That was my first guitar.
It is your
Washburn.
Yeah.
Do you remember my blue one? He helped me reset. I set it up.
You had a Washburn?
Yeah, Washburn Pro Elite something had an eagle on it.
I know it were.
Yeah, Washburn 120, whatever. I've got 2 singles with the humbucker, and he helped me put switch them out. I've got an Invader now in the bottom, a humbucker, and then basically the hot rail.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's probably similar to the one that I had. It had 2 singles and 1 humbucker, and I put new pickups in it. They were a little better than the originals, but I sold that guitar to somebody in high school because it would like once I started getting better, like you would get up to the higher frets and it would just like buzz and you couldn't like play solos or anything. And I was like, I'm gonna get a Fender Strat because I just really love playing on Fenders. But
I didn't get my first Fender until 4 years ago. I'm LTD all the way because of just the whole classical.
Yeah, he pretty much converted me to all LTD.
Both of you. That's
I think when I first joined John's band back in like 16, I want to say, almost like 10 years ago.
It's not even the first installment. So like way back when, for anyone that's known us, have watched this before or watched us live before, it was originally Time is the Enemy.
Yeah.
And then that was with Kenny, and like Josh was even in the band, but I was, unfortunately, long story short, with Kenny, he's no longer he's with us, but still alive.
Yeah, so he's just no longer in that band, pretty much is what he's
But yeah, Kenny.
What's up, Kenny? But yeah, cutting from that, like for the longest time, then Josh was in the band. That's how did I end up meeting you?
It was through Kenny, actually.
Okay, was just like, hey,
I met Kenny one time. And I told him I play guitar. He's like, hey, you want to try out? I was like, yeah, sure. And then that's where it all started.
Nice. When did you get your first guitar, Dar?
My music career, I started when I was 6. Typical Asian, they forced me to start playing piano.
Nice.
And then piano, guitar, also piano, clarinet, saxophone, piano, guitar, bass, drums, music production, everything like that. That's how I market myself at a guitar center if you want lessons. There's not much I don't play. But yeah, dude, I didn't get that till what, 13-ish, give or take. It was right before, I think it was like middle school-ish. And then I got my first guitar there, and it wasn't the fact I was like, oh, I wanted to play guitar. It was more of, I was already playing instruments. I hate piano. Saxophone's lame. Oh, cool, guitar. And then, dude, that was just it. Just nonstop playing guitar and whatnot. And then I remember my first expensive one I got was not the truck, but the LTD F250. I do not like the new versions of them, but LTD,
kind of
3 of them now.
They're like oblong shape, like really.
Dude, they're cool looking.
Nice.
The old ones are cool looking.
Yeah, I got a Dean, I think before I got the Fender. I got like a Dean Explorer, and that was actually the first time I bought something on the internet. Because prior to that, you would like order things out of magazines.
Yeah, because the internet didn't exist.
Yeah.
For those of you that didn't know about that, we had this thing where you're like,
Yo, get off the phone. I need to use the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, when we were young, like I remember like ordering skateboarding stuff out of CCS magazine.
Yes, I remember that.
And then you got the guitar, what was it, Guitar World or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, I had like American Musical Supply that would have the free the catalogs. I used to have them in my binders at school. I used to flip through them all the time when I was young. So
doing to BMX, Dan's Comp. Anyone at BMX knows Dan's Comp.
Yes.
I was like, yep. They still have magazine. I was talking to a guy that he's I guess he's one of our students but he does a lot of flatlanding BMX and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot. It's all the dudes.
Yeah.
So like the kids these days ain't doing the flatland, but yeah, he's like, no, Dan's Comp is still going around.
Wow.
I was like, well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I don't think CCS is around anymore. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I never looked into it, to be honest. But I ordered my Dean off of eBay.
That was a Gumby guitar, right?
Yeah, the Gumby guitar is the Explorer body. It was enormous. And it was like, because it was off of eBay, I thought for sure we were going to get scammed. Like I was with my mom, like trying to order this, like trying to figure out the internet. And sure enough, it actually came. Took a couple weeks, but that guitar was like what really started getting me into metal. And then like, I mean, I always loved metal. Iron Maiden was like the first metal band that I loved. Like I me and my buddy, Brandon Bannister, rest in peace. Me and him would buy, like trade off who buys which Iron Maiden album. We like started with the first one, and then I'd buy the next one, and then he'd buy the next one, and I'd buy the next one. And then he had a CD burner, so we would just burn a copy for each other. So we kind of like, eventually we had a full collection of all the Iron Maiden albums. And then I got into Megadeth.
Yes.
And you probably know that from like me loving Megadeth back in the day. And that's when I started jamming with you.
Yeah, like Megadeth. I was like, dude, mine was, I'm trying to think, because like it was slowly turned. I remember the first CD, CDs. First CD I bought was Foo Fighters, was Colors and Shapes. I mean, I still remember that came.
It's a great album. I mean, it's a Foo Fighters, a little bit alternative rock, kind of like the softer rock stuff, but that was a great album.
But I went from that to, I think, Lamb of God. Mm-hmm. And then through Lamb of God, I found Children of Bodom.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bodom kind of went to, I was like, oh, I'm into that classical stuff. And then kind of went there, then Megadeth.
You know, to be honest, I never listened to Bodom or Lamb of God until like 2006. They played at the Aragon for Gigantour. I just loved Megadeth, so I went to like every Megadeth show, and Lamb of God was played right before Megadeth, and then I think Bodom might have played before Lamb of God, or maybe it was maybe it was 2007 that Bodom played with Megadeth. I don't know. All I know is I got into them because of them playing with Megadeth, and at the Aragon Gigantour 2006, they did that Wall of Death. Lamb of God did the Wall of Death. And I was like, oh my God, this is the craziest thing. I love this so much.
I've seen, actually, probably about 3 years ago, I seen Lamb of God at the Aragon, and it was probably the craziest concert I ever experienced.
Really?
Yeah, I was up like right on like the barrier. So I was like right there, and you see everybody just crowds of people surfing.
Nice.
It looked pretty brutal, but
At which venue?
Aragon Ballroom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Same place. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool venue.
Yeah, that's an awesome venue.
It gets really hot in there though.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
really
because
hot.
I just like
and it's sticky.
Yes,
The floor is sticky.
I just like venues that have no seating. You know what I mean? Because like there's really not a lot of venues where you have like a giant ballroom with no seats in it. We used to go up to Milwaukee every year because they had the Eagles ballroom, and that was like the best like in the Midwest, really. Because I saw Megadeth down in Indianapolis once, and it was all seating. I was like, this is lame. Why am I sitting in a seat?
Yeah.
The one I remember in Indy was Egyptian Room.
I think that's the one. But they had seats.
I was just there for. I think back.
Did they have seats?
When I didn't know, they didn't have seats. No.
Well, maybe it was a different place then. I don't know where it was. It was. I was helping my buddy move to Indy, and we were driving the U-Haul down I-65, and I hear Megadeth in Indianapolis tonight. I was like, holy shit! We drove straight to the fucking concert in the U-Haul.
Yes.
That was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think though. I was like, I think that's like it was weird being that I was classically trained. So it's kind of, I think that's why I went more into the metal side. And
Yeah.
I always like on the music nerd side, which people can debate back and forth. I always, either you're in the classical side or jazz side. That's what I say. That's like usually become like, what about blues? Blues is jazz. And I kind of go back and forth with that when it comes to music. So I was like, everyone's got different background, which I think why it kind of helps out music wise with the band wise is I'm not completely by the book, but by the book, like this needs to be here because, but they have like Josh or anyone else that's not the classical one. I'm like, dude, tell me what this sounds like. Because it's hard for me to approach it as like a fan when I'm producing it.
Yeah.
So like, it's probably something with your work when you're trying to do like, oh, can I make a cool video? And then you're just nitpicking it.
Yeah.
And then Josh is like, sounds good. I'm like, are you sure?
I don't even watch these.
And I'll tell him like,
podcasts,
oh, Cherry change this part, maybe put this one part there. So
I don't like watching myself do stuff. Anything I do, I just release it
Yeah.
and then see people.
I'd never watch these podcasts, so I don't even know if there's like anything.
You're like, I'm not even gonna release this. I'm just doing this because
I just post them and then hopefully people watch. If they don't, whatever. But I when it comes to my like professional work, I've watched it probably 100 times by the time I hit export. So you know what I mean, because I'm editing. But yeah, when it comes to like metal, I always liked, Iron Maiden and Megadeth. I liked the thrash metal. That's what I was always into back in the day. I mean, a little bit of Metallica, but I was more of a Megadeth guy myself. But
that's my favorite Metallica member.
yeah,
Dave.
yeah. But like, I feel like John, your sort of background got more like into the heavier stuff that I never I never really got into that stuff that much. But now I like it. Like I listen to it now whenever people send me like heavier stuff like that. But like what was I want to know like what your guys' influence in the metal, like what was the progression? What was your first like intro into metal?
Let's see here. I definitely was beforehand metalcore. So like early metalcore 2000s. And I think that's why we ended up working really well together. You have your lead guitar and like the boot it, something like constant. But then after a while, we're trying to do that. Okay, make yourself mainstream enough with the clean vocals, and then you got the scream vocals. But for me, like there's I know a couple good bands that one of our close friends, they do that. And I was like, I always give them crap. I was like, oh, dude, I love the song until you started singing clean. Then I was like, no, overall, really good stuff. Departed, right? Departure. Dude, I always mess up their name.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Ben there. You guys always have good stuff. But anyways, I was in the metalcore stuff. And then I just got bored. Then I found the Lamb of God. And I was like, hey, I'm going to start writing heavier. And then basically kind of went more heavy and then went the symphonic route with all the backing tracks, which, dude, doing that, terrible to do that live. But when you get it working, it's great. But then kind of moving that way, it was kind of different. Like when Josh was here, I was like, it was a different, I'll let you speak on that a little bit when you joined, because it was like different installments per the either A, skill level of the players, and even myself getting better where I was when we first started. to where we're at now and whatnot. But like, if you want to chime in on that, and then we can talk about where we're at now.
Yeah, it's like for me, it was like more like metalcore. Obviously, that was the early 2000s metalcore, like Kill Switch Engage, kind of like Howard Jones Kill Switch Engage, where we're kind of
I got knocked out at a Kill Switch show at the House of Blues.
Hell yeah. That and like new metal, like Slipknot. I was a real big fan.
I do like Slipknot and Korn.
Korn, yeah, I'm a big fan of Korn too, but like Slipknot, I kind of fell off. Slipknot kind of fell off for me recently. I started getting, I get like John, getting a little bit more progressive, like heavier stuff, you know, more technical kind of stuff. One of my favorite bands is Death. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah. Is your audio cutting out?
I don't know.
Talking to that real quick.
Test.
I feel like
test. Probably. I'm
I
not
think
sure.
your audio's not working.
Hello. Test. Let's see if that switches. Yeah, it switches to me.
Test. Oh, maybe I'm not speaking loud enough. I don't know.
Maybe you should speak like this the whole
I should
time.
talk like this the whole time.
Talk louder.
Hello,
Talk like
everybody.
me and John.
Hey, John. Hey, everybody.
Okay. Yeah, it's like on a threshold. But yeah, dude, Death. Oh man, I love Death.
You see,
I didn't even
to
nice.
the first album, Scream Bloody Gore.
Show it to the camera.
Hello, look at me. Look at it. Actually traded a guitar for this tattoo, believe it or not.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
He has a bad habit of guitars.
Yes. I like
Every
guitars.
time I turn around, I'm like, hey, and then I feed that.
That's sick.
He does.
Hey,
he'll text me like, hey, we got this nice LTD. I'm okay. I'm like, I'll go grab it. But
I didn't get into Death until like probably my 30s. I never really listened to him. And now I'm like, oh my God, I love it. Like just it's got a distinct way, like the I don't know if it's like the chord progression.
Dude, they're very progressive.
There's something about the way they play,
and
it's so evil. I love.
You got it.
Yeah, and like I also feel like each album has like its different feel to it as well. It's like each album
still sounds Death.
Yeah, it still sounds
cool.
Death, but it's like each album has its own like, kind of sound, kind of like feel to it, which I think is pretty cool. Even yeah.
And so going from that, I think we were talking about
The progression.
Yeah.
So
then I started getting into a lot of thrash stuff, listening like Creator, stuff like that.
oh, nice.
Obviously Megadeth's been a big part,
Slayer.
Yeah. I mean, more so Megadeth. Metallica is just, I can't get really to, and like I like Metallica, everybody likes Metallica, but I just can't listen to the mainstream stuff. So
I when I was younger, I was never like, for some reason I never listened to Judas Priest as
I love Priest.
I
He knows I love Priest.
I love him now. I don't know why, but when I was younger, like I never really listened to him. And then when I got to like my late 20s, I started listening to him and I was like, oh man, Priest rocks. Like they are so heavy. Like,
and like I noticed lately too, I've been listening to like a lot of older stuff, like Black Sabbath is like, before that I never really listened to him. I don't know why, but like within like the last 5 years, I'm like, oh my God, how come I never listened to him? This stuff's awesome.
Yeah, I always was into Black Sabbath and like Ozzy and stuff. My dad had like the Blizzard of Oz album and stuff like that, like on vinyl.
Yeah.
I used to listen to all that. Dude, I had an Iron Maiden. Someone gave me an Iron Maiden original pressing of Somewhere in Time.
Nice.
And it sounds so good. Like the vinyl just sounds better than like a CD.
Yeah.
But dude, I you know how it has like a sleeve?
Yeah.
The sleeve was so old, I slid the album into it. It went right through the sleeve and just shattered on the ground.
That hurts. That hurts.
Dude, I was so mad.
Oh man. He's just like, and he's like playing the game with Connect 4, just it falls to the
For real, dude. Oh, I was so upset with it.
It's funny you should say Ozzy. Well, Randy Rhoads is pretty much the reason the way I play today. Randy Rhoads.
Really?
Classical, bro science.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I tell my students that I was like, I'm going to teach you classically. But I'm like, does it sound cool, dude? Like, you can't. My thoughts on music wise is the more you like, yes, I like using rules of like, okay, this should sound this way. But the whole fact, I was like, well, this is how it should be approached. Yeah, but this was a happy mistake.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, that sounds cool. Play it that way. Well, yeah, dude, Randy Rhoads, hands down, is probably the reason why I started even playing heavier too.
And then with him, it's Randy Rhoads, and I grew up on Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde's one of my favorites.
Oh, so yeah, Zach filled in for Randy when he
after years and not
passed in a plane crash.
Plane crash.
Yeah.
All my guitar players that I'm influenced by have died. Alexi Laiho, Bodum, dead. It's like Randy Rhoads, dead.
Did you see the guitarist from Mastodon just died?
Yeah. And I was like,
I'm a big
dude,
Mastodon fan too.
Mastodon's killer.
Crazy.
Dude, and it's crazy too. I mean, it makes you wonder. I was like, man, now you're never going to get like the closure of that.
That's why it's like what hurts the most is like they've been having that feud lately, and then it just happens out of nowhere. It kind of makes you think, but it's like, man, I wish you could have went on like a good note, but it's like, man,
yeah,
kind of hurts a little bit.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Mastodon's killer. I
love and then we just lost Ozzy too.
Yeah.
It was just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And then Hulk Hogan, asterisk. But I was like, hey, when I was a little kid, a lot of people watch wrestling.
You were a Hulkamaniac?
Yeah, until like now you're like, oh, maybe, oh. Hey, it's like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, back then, I remember like everybody was into like wrestling and stuff back in like the early 90s and stuff. Like I had these little dolls. I had like a Macho Man Randy Savage and a Hulk Hogan doll.
Dude, I had the ring.
Like
so, and everyone who didn't try to tear their shirt. Okay.
Yeah.
And he didn't try. I was like, who started that?
Yeah. But yeah, like, so when it comes to metal, like I've always been a super thrashy type of guy. Like I thrash is just like always my favorite, just because when I would go to the shows, I loved getting in that pit and just like going crazy. Like one of my favorite shows that I ever saw was up at the Eagles Ballroom. They had Suicidal Tendencies, and oh my God, Suicidal Tendencies plays back to back to back. Like their songs are so fast and thrashy, and they would play them faster live, and they would like literally not give you a second to breathe. And I remember after Suicidal's set ended, Slayer was coming on next, and there's bodies like laying on the ground because people were so done from thrashing from because Suicidal just didn't give you a chance to breathe. Somebody came up to me and they were like, man, you can't be on dope at a show. And I was like, dude, I'm not on dope. I'm not on drugs. I just was in the mosh pit for like an hour nonstop. Like they literally thought we were on drugs. I felt like I was going to die because of mosh pit. But like then Suicidal played, then Slayer played, and then Megadeth played right after that. And it was like, man, it was just so.
That sounds like a good lineup. Was that like Milwaukee Metal Fest or something? Or
I don't know what it was. It might have been. I don't think it was a Gigantour because I think they stopped doing that. But I don't know.
Gigantour is cool, man.
Yeah,
especially lineups. Then mine started getting weird.
Yeah. Right? Do you guys go to a lot of shows?
He goes way more than I.
Yeah, I go. This year I kind of cut it back, but last year and the year before, I was going to a show like every weekend. Even if I was going to Reggie's in Chicago, or just whatever I could find shows last minute. Go. Yeah, we got cool. When I saw last year, he was bad. I didn't. He didn't go with me, but it was Testament and Creator.
I love those bands.
Yeah.
He's like, hey brother, I'm going. I'm like,
I told him last minute. He's like, I'm mad at you. He's like,
those are older bands, right? Well, Testament is,
and then Testament played their first album. The whole set was just their first album. And it was killer.
Because Testament, I think that guitarist filled in for John Hanneman when he died.
Alex Skolnick,
for Slayer, yeah. So, yeah, I saw Slayer's last show.
Wait, Slayer's last show or their last show?
Well, I saw their last show in Chicago at Riot Fest.
So like a year ago?
No, this was their other last show.
Oh, a couple of years ago. This last, pre-last, post-last show, whatever it was.
Yeah, they always come back. Megadeth is done too.
I've seen it before.
Next year's supposed to be.
Next year's their last show.
I bet you he'll do.
I hope they're going to milk. I think they're going to milk those tours though. They're going to spread.
We need Davis.
Yeah.
So let's say Megadeth.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine.
Which I don't blame them for like calling it quits because I mean Dave had like throat cancer. Like they have to tune down like a whole step to play live. It's not like, man, when I was like 15 going to Megadeth shows, like he was still playing it and singing it like it was, back in the day. But I never liked Chris Broderick. Do you got?
I'm a Marty Friedman fan.
Yeah, I'm
Chris Broderick was good.
Chris Broderick was good, but he played like a robot.
Yeah,
Broderick was like he hit every note exactly perfect, but it had no feeling.
And Kiko was really classical.
Kiko was awesome.
He had that classical feel.
I was at Martyrs.
I actually really like Kiko. Yeah.
But now you have Kiko 2.0, which is another dude that just plays.
He's Timu Mors.
I saw him play at the Plymouth Motor Speedway, like in the middle of the cornfield.
Hell yeah!
But Megadeth played there like a year or two ago, and it was like right after. It was like maybe the first couple shows when he filled in for Kiko when Kiko left. But who they have, Sean Drover or something. It was like their drummer's brother or something played for a while back in like 2005.
There's times where I lose track of everyone.
How many members have been in Megadeth too? It's like
I missed the Chris Adler era.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so good.
That Dystopia album was pretty. People don't like it, but I think it was a pretty good album with Chris Adler in it.
Yeah.
It's different feels.
2016, I think, is when it came out. But yeah,
nice.
Well, it's like you can.
Dystopia's sick.
That's a really, really good album. What's like what? Have Mike Portnoy and not have Mike Portnoy.
Yeah.
Totally different than Dream Theater. And I was like, Dream Theater is super nerdy stuff. And I was like, I don't take so much. But when Mike Portnoy's playing, Mike Portnoy? Is that how I said it? Mike Portnoy. But hey Pops.
We got a visitor here. This is Chewy. Say hi. Hello. I don't know why he's whining. He came up to me and wanted me to pick him up or something. But dude, yeah, I've seen Dream Theater a bunch. Dream Theater played Gigantour 05. That was an insane show. That was my first concert ever. Was Symphony X, Dream Theater, and Megadeth. And Symphony X played on the small stage, and I love Symphony X to this day. I still listen to them all the time. And me and Art stood too close to the speaker because I didn't know any better. It was my first concert, and we were right. I was like. Literally like 2 feet from the speaker, and I still have hearing damage in my left ear from that concert.
I lost this was way back when Static X, when Wayne Static was still alive. They played here in Maryville.
Oh, really?
And like
Star Plaza? Or?
No, it was like a sport complex.
Really?
It was a Q101 show. And we were next to the speaker. I lost hearing in my right ear.
Yeah.
And it was like like, uh-oh. And then luckily, now all I wear is ear protection. Because like since I do like a lot of audio work, a dude's always hair protection. And I tell him, like, dude, wear it.
Every time I go to shows now, I've been to so many shows in the past couple of years where it's like,
yeah,
man, I'm really losing my hearing. So
I got special earplugs that
are molded. The ones that are like molded to your own.
No, they're not molded, but they're like made so that it still sounds good. Like it doesn't sound
the Heroes.
Yeah, it doesn't
like
sound weird.
I've got like 3 pairs of those.
Yeah.
Those are phenomenal. If you like live music, dude, no sponsorships, whatever. Dude, cheap, love them. And like when I went to Rammstein, that's the last concert I saw. Best concert I've ever seen.
Oh man, I've never seen them.
Dude, I don't know if they're ever coming back.
Damn.
But my buddy got tickets pre-COVID. COVID hit. Then they thought, it was like, well, we might have to refund them. He's like, hey, you want to go see Rammstein? They're coming back. And dude, best seats I've ever seen. I was like, what, 14, 15 people back?
Damn.
And like, going back to the earplugs, I took them out and I was like, and I put them back in. I'm like, wow, this sounds so much better.
Yeah, dude, I've only seen Iron Maiden once, and I regret not going and seeing them the last couple times they came through. But I saw them maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And it was at the Tweeter and or whatever it's called now.
Yeah, it's not first something else.
It's like Hollywood Casino, but I think it changed.
Yeah, now. I still call it the Tweeter, but they sounded great. They were amazing. I was out in the lawn. We had the cheap seats, but they sounded amazing until like halfway through the show, someone like bumped the soundboard and put it to 11 and it started distorting. And I was like, dude, this sucks. Like the whole rest of the show is distorted. But I mean, what are you going to do?
You pissed off the sound guy. Never piss off your sound guy.
I went to, this was probably about 2 years ago. There's a venue in Hobart called the Hobart Art Theater. And I just go there to see, they have like a lot of cover bands that play there all the time. One was like a Metallica tribute band. Well, I was standing on the bassist side and they didn't mic him up. They just cranked his amp.
Oh, really?
So that's all I heard the whole show was bass. And it was the worst experience ever. I was
because Metallica's bass.
Your sound guy is very important. Like seriously, I used to run live sound at a venue called Earth House in Indianapolis. There was like, I was basically an intern, just helping them run it. And they let me like work the boards and stuff because I went to Ball State for audio production. So like I know the ins and outs of boards and stuff. And when it sounds like shit, I'm always tempted to like go tell the sound guy like, hey, you know, like you should, but it's like, I can't do that. Cause it's like, that's their craft.
Dude.
You can't be that guy, but
We were at just a random, like I do this all the time. We were just at a local show supporting one of our buddies. Check out the band Wrathhammer. Great. See, I got their name right because I always say everyone's band's name right that I won't say here because they're terrible the way I say them. So, yeah. But no, we were there, and as soon as I walked in, I was like, all right, for music nerd wise, they'll know this. He only had 15s up. So 15-inch monitors, they're not designed for your higher pitch stuff. So I looked, I was like, these are all 15s. I was like, huh. He saw me looking at them and going, oh, look at this. This doesn't look right. And he looked all angry at me. And I was just like, yeah, I know what's up. And then he had subs. I was like, this is going to sound awful. And as soon as they started playing, it was like, I'm like, yeah. And then I looked over at him and I'm right there. I'm like, man, I know I kind of do this for a living here, but I don't even want to tell him that. But same exact thing. You want to help him. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So
it's like, you don't want to be that guy because then they're just going to be mad and they're going to ruin it on purpose.
yeah, they're like, okay, fine. I see how that is.
You think it sounds bad now.
Dude, that's why I'm nicest to every time I always say, hey, anytime I do a show, go talk to the sound guy.
Yeah.
If they're of age, I'm like, hey, you want some beers or whatever, dude?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, as the band, you got to be really nice to the sound guy.
And like one of our buddies, I was blessed every time I knew he was there, Steve Morris.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever he did it, I was like, hey, what do you need, Steve? Ooh, perfect. He knew our set.
Yeah.
Then he would give us cool little light stuff. And then, dude, if your sound guy likes you, even if they've never heard you, be super nice to them because they can make your best set sound terrible.
Yeah.
So, but we run a PA ourselves. So if we're not, all of ours, we just have to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's pre-balanced and stuff like that, the way we do stuff. It's harder that way.
Yeah.
Because if that goes down, you're like, oh man, so we got to do everything the other way around. But
and now that Kenny's gone, you got to hit play on the drums.
yeah, no, that's what we do. We had to play on the drums. And I was like, oh, like, why don't you do shows without drums? Like, it doesn't feel the same. There's an energy behind it. I'd rather have someone a cajon on stage doing that and look lame with that.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say here is any drummers out there that play metal, hit up.
Specifically death metal.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, because we've had someone, we're like, we can play. And I'm like, you need to be able to play pretty fast blast beats and stuff like that.
Yeah. And we're going to hear some of their music a little later. But if you guys play this kind of stuff, like hit up John for real, because I want to see these guys play live.
We've been trying to.
We've been trying for like the past 2 years. There's like everything, we get so close. And in the last minute, it's like, oh, someone can't do it, or
yeah,
we know somebody quits, or
well, you guys finally got a singer.
Yeah, he's killer.
He's killer.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I heard some of the demo stuff, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we got blessed with
I
him.
like
He's pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah.
When we first joined, I was like, hey, how do you feel like playing with old dudes? He's like, whatever, man.
Is he younger?
Yeah, he's younger, dude.
Okay.
So I was just like, hey, he killed it. Came in, does his job. I was like, that's all I can ask.
Does his homework, you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so every time he's always prepared, which is pretty cool.
Anytime you've worked with anyone's worked with bands wise, you're always like, when someone comes in and does their job right the first time, I'm like, I don't know how to respond to this.
Yeah.
Good.
What's his name?
Bobby.
Bobby.
No, it's Bobby. Bobby. But he's got socials too. But yeah, if you need to hit us up, Omnia Mors, all one word. It'll be somewhere.
Morse, like horse.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. He'll probably put links up. Check the links on stuff.
No, like E at the end of
Yeah, no E. No, it's OMNIA Morse, MORS. It stands for all is death, because if we did that, it would just be weird. Everyone's going to find that.
What happened to Time is the Enemy?
So that got basically just filtered out because that was old band, even though we had a lot of the main members. It was a different, it's more melodeath, more death metal. As like you heard some of the stuff like
More Megadeth.
Yeah, more Megadeth, extra death.
Yeah.
Death
and no clean singing. We don't do melodic, or we don't do like we do melodic, but there's symphonic elements and stuff like that to it. But more of, if anyone's listening, stuff like Flesh God Apocalypse, Arsis, more of the European style death metal. Nothing against American style stuff. I'm not huge in the American stuff. I like a lot of the European stuff. That's why I know I can't see any of my events.
A lot more feel to it.
Yeah.
I feel
Nice.
like, yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's just listen to it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play it. We'll be back in a second. That was awesome, guys. Thanks for letting us listen to that.
Dude.
What's like your biggest influences for that specific type of music? Like I love it because it's like it's so heavy and like the screaming is like so good. Like that, like you were saying, you know, it took you a long time to find a singer that could actually like do what you were looking for. Was that always your idea behind it? Like you had this sound in your head and you just wanted it to sound like this? Like,
so we always wanted like that nice death metal guy singer. You can be female, it doesn't matter. Because there's some killer ones out like Ginger. God, she could scream. But there's just kind of, if we find people like, okay, this sounds kind of like, like a Behemoth, or this sounds like whatever, like your typical low guttural scream, stuff like that. We want that like European style death metal. But then when Kenny, still alive, when Kenny was still with us, he's like, I will not do this if we do clean singing. Because we just like, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with that too. Because I was like, it's good, back and forth. Like, no, straight screaming. You're like, well, that's not for
It's too predictable at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, here it comes. Should have seen that coming, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But and I think that's better wise to go. So in your own music, whatever it is, I don't like writing towards any specific, let's say politics, religion, anything. I don't write that. That's not what I write for. That's not why I do music. And then basically the way, treading that line of having it the way you want it, but still accessible for people. So you don't want to just go like super avant-garde, weird, and you're like, what the hell is this? So basically making that happen, but at the same time, something you're like, okay, they can listen to it. Because like for most part, people are like, oh, I'd like your music if you didn't scream as much. Well, like anything else, then it's not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no harm to fall. I was like, I'm not hating it.
You know, I used to be like kind of against screaming and stuff back when I was like younger, maybe in high school. I was like, oh, I don't listen to that death metal stuff. But then as I got older, I was like, I started like giving it a chance. And I'm like, dude, this is so cool. Like if you really like give it a chance and like listen to more of it, you're going to end up starting to like it, especially like when you think about just how intricate the actual musicianship is. It's like a lot of that stuff is like some of the best players like play that.
Oh yeah,
music.
That's the downside about doing this style. We can't find a drummer because it is so technical, but that's why everyone's older that plays this, and the ones that are younger that play it, hats off to you guys.
Yeah.
But like when you're that, you don't even say we're like at elite level, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you're playing. You're like, oh man, you got to have the skill set. And even with that, like, yes, I primarily write a lot of the stuff, and most of it for me, like I'm into Russian composers like Tchaikovsky, Shostakovich, that kind of stuff. So it kind of is that background. Tchaikovsky's killer, but it's got that like visceral intensity to it. But still at the same time, which I'm telling like people when you're first starting your bands and whatnot, just because I'm writing it that way doesn't mean it needs to be a different way. And that's why like having the other dudes, which luckily Josh is here and whatnot, but I was like, yeah, I primarily write stuff, but I was like having them, and I'll let you speak on that, helps me sometimes if I'm doubting or go a different direction with it. Well, I was like, yeah, if you want to put any input on that, because the writing process, like usually I write stuff, I'm like, here, do you guys like this?
Yeah, before back in the time as the NV days, like my play skill wasn't that the greatest. So
it really took breaking your arm to make you.
Yeah, I had a bad arm break to learn how to play guitar correctly.
Like you.
So
we learned to play guitar.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I broke my fingers. Actually, not my fingers. I landed off a ramp like this. I caught myself. I was skateboarding and I caught myself like that, and my fingers bent back to the back of my hand, and I tore like my tendons. So it's still to this day, like to make a fist hurts. Like this hurts right now. Yeah. Because tendons don't heal.
No.
They're fucked.
No, this is gone. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. So back then,
trying to skate.
Yeah, back in the
yeah, Chewy's over there. That's because I got a bird feed on the way. I think there's a squirrel in there actually. Wait.
So yeah, going back. So back in the time as the enemy days, I used to downpick everything. That's all I knew how.
Which that makes no sense.
I don't know how I did it. I can't do it now. I cannot do it now to save my life. But it took me, I had a real bad arm break where I shattered my humerus in like several spots, and I had 2 different surgeries to repair it. So I don't have 100% functionality in my hand. So like doing this is kind of hard for me to do. So I learned how to alternate pick that way.
Oh,
I was limiting my functions, and I was like, I'm playing guitar correctly now. So back then, going back to like the whole time as the enemy days, I struggled playing a lot of John's stuff because I downpicked everything, and I couldn't keep up with it because it was faster. Now it's like, all right, John, write something harder. Let me try something harder, and I get it. It's easy, not easy now for me, but it's definitely a lot better.
That's why you don't like Metallica anymore.
Yes. I don't want.
I always teach people. I was like, yeah, you know how Metallica downpicks this? We're not. I'm gonna teach you how to do it properly.
And now these days they don't even downpick. They fake it. Yeah, it's not all downpicks.
Chewy, stop. Sorry.
There you go.
But no, exactly that. It's when you skill sets. I think it's funny. The skill sets alone, I think it's just funny when you're going from different bands, different playing. Now, with the different metals, this is where I always like talking metal wise with what's metal and not metal.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just so many. You've got like the old heads, and then you've got we're just being a gatekeeper. So that's like the crazy part. Me personally, when there's a lot of good bands I listen to, I am tired of hearing the same dum 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 every band that's coming out. So I was like, as just like a metal listener and like anyone that's doing music wise, please, there's other genres of metal. Just come up with it. We want to hear it.
Yeah.
Like us old guys, we're running out of stuff to listen to. I don't want to always have to go back and not even that old, but get up there.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want to always have to listen to Metallica or Megadeth and stuff like that. Granted, I like them. They're going to stop making music soon.
Yeah.
Who's going to take up the mantle?
Yeah. And you know what? That's why I really like Nuclear Blast Records. If you guys
Nuclear Blast,
they do a
pretty
ton
good.
of good stuff. Like
a lot of stuff.
The Century is pretty good at picking up new people. They used to hit a whole tinge of like female artists they started picking up.
Oh yeah.
But no, anyway.
I like speaking of female, Arch Enemy used to have a female singer that
she was. I don't like Melissa as much.
Yeah.
Oh, you are Alyssa?
Alyssa is the current one. Angela was
back in the day, she could. But what was it band? Municipal Waste. I love Municipal Waste. They like brought thrash back.
They're like a party thrash.
Thrash.
They're pretty. I really like them a lot.
I've seen them a few times, and then Iron Reagan. That's like their other band. Like it's like two.
Those are the PBR bands. That's what you call them. PBR bands.
That's
you drink PBR and you listen to those bands.
It's like a hipster metal or something. Chewy, is he chewing on that cable over there?
What about ironic?
Chewy, come here.
He's like, no.
But
and
I'm gonna leave this.
No,
but so I remember when Municipal Waste started getting popular. Like I don't know, it's probably like 10 years ago now. But they were like in their mid-30s and like doing this party thrash. And I was like, dude, this is cool. Like I haven't heard any good thrash bands since like, the original ones back in
there's a good one called
the 90s.
Wrathhammer. Anyways, they're really good. That's our bass player. That's his other band, which that's the metal guys. There's so few of us where everyone's like in 15 bands.
But you know what? I just heard somebody said it that there's like a resurgence of metal. Like
there's a lot of hardcore coming out.
It's starting to come back. Like a renaissance of metal, something like that. And I noticed like there are a few like local metal bands that are trying to get shows together and things like that.
There's actually a local metal band from Griffith. They actually got signed by Prosthetic Records, I think.
Which about Wraith?
Wraith.
Yeah, they're really cool. But they're also not young guys though.
No,
I want to see some young talent. They're good.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're all like did you ever listen to Low Country or
I know we played with I played with them before.
I used to work with the guitar player.
Oh, nice.
Were you with us when we played with them before?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, it was because when we played, so Time is Any era, we had no white dudes. and then when we met Low Country, no white dudes either. They're all Mexican dudes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so like we had now Rob, let him rest in peace. But Rob,
Rob.
I remember he actually left us. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was Rob, Kenny, black guy, and then myself, Jake, and then Johnny, all brown dudes. So when we go and do shows,
you think it's because in South America and stuff, metal.
Dude, metal is amazing in
Yeah.
South America. That's like the mecca right now.
Yeah.
Used to be overseas, like, Sweden and Norway. Nope, dude.
Yeah.
They love the metal down in the South America for some reason.
Yeah. They fill soccer stadiums with what? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. Made in just every day. Millions and millions.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
but that's where, and there is some hope, but like, they're not from here, but like Crypta and Nervosa. Crypta's awesome.
Yeah, they're really good.
That's a local.
Oh, no, they're big.
All female driven band.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're really good though.
Their singer's very attractive. So
that helps.
no, they're legit too. That's what I was like. It's cool. Like when you see people come out, they're like they're not quite thrash. They're
more death metal.
They're like death metal. Yeah. They're not kind of like Sepultura. Since you're talking about, it's the same kind of feels though.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you get
what about
like
baby metal?
I don't. It's like a soft no. So like if it's on, I'm like,
I'll listen.
Okay,
I'll listen to it sometimes.
Dude, the musicians are killer.
On, yeah. But it's kind of goofy. Like it's not. I don't know. It's
not like gimmicky, but like
yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
There's
like something weird about it that's like makes me laugh a little bit,
Yeah.
but I still like it. But
No, it's
I don't go out of my way to listen.
no. Well, it's like Ghost. Everyone loves Ghost.
Yeah.
And there's times I'm like, oh, this is stupid, but then they play a song and I'm like, I get it.
I went through a Ghost era where I was like listening to them a lot. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with this. Like I've heard enough. I mean, they
were good live.
Yeah, I think I saw them.
It was neat. That it was 37 full song with.
Yeah, they have like I like their theatrics and stuff like that. And that's something that like I love when a band does a good show. Like Iron Maiden goes all out. They have like all kinds of props and stuff. And then the best show, honestly, that I've seen is like King Diamond. And
that would make so sense.
Yeah, like King Diamond goes all out and Merciful Fate. I mean, that's also.
I mean, it is King Diamond.
King Diamond, but it's like I've seen them both play. I think Merciful Fate played at the Hard Rock in Gary
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was a great show, and I've seen King Diamond play up in Chicago a couple times, and like. Every time he does a show, he goes all out with like it's like a play. It's literally like watching a play.
Just like Rammstein so much.
Yeah,
the music they're like Rammstein. I've said all the time. They're literally our era's Kiss.
Oh yeah,
because like music but their show, best show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then even like some other bands, I'm like, when the theatrics are good or if it's looking good, dude. I actually had someone was like, I love King Diamond. I was like, what about Merciful Fate? I've like never heard of him. I'm like, you don't love King Diamond.
Yeah. Well, it's like almost the same band. There's like,
it really is.
It's the same guitarist. And dude, the thing about like King Diamond and Merciful Fate, I'd say more on the King Diamond side. There's no moshing when King Diamond plays. Like the people. The mosh pit, like they might get going a little bit, but then all of a sudden they'll be playing a guitar solo and everybody just stops and they're like, what the fuck? Like this
that's what I like. Yeah.
Cause like they're like seriously, they are some of the cleanest guitarists I've ever seen live. They hit every note exactly, and they've been doing this for 45, 50 years, whatever. And they're still hitting every note exactly on, like so perfect. Like I literally like I stopped and I'm like looking around. I'm like, nobody's moshing. They're all just like jaws open. Like, what the hell are we watching? This is crazy. Like you can't even. You have to watch it. And while they're doing all this stuff, like King's over there like acting and like you got Grandma on stage and like all the stuff. Like it's
like Alice Cooper. Like when you have stuff, you're like, oh, dude, it's a show you're going to see. Like, right, I would love to have all that with Omnia, but like that's my main thing. Great if you want to mosh to it. Awesome. Dude, I just want to give you a show. Like, that's the whole thing with that. I was like, play, enjoy. And that's what a lot of music, too. I don't care. I've never really been huge on moshing.
Why didn't you guys wear your makeup?
Yeah, only corpse paint. Yeah. It's always corpse paint. But like K-pop. So we all look like, the weird geishas. That's all we do.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I couldn't do. We tried that way back when we were doing Time Is Enemy. I had no idea why we decided to do that. Worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Actually, that show we did do that with the makeup. It was actually a really good show. Everybody was involved.
Oh yeah, it was cool.
But it wasn't because of the makeup.
No. And then there was a whole song I couldn't see because it bled into my eyes.
So this is hilarious. So before the show, I can't remember. I can't remember who gave it to me, bro.
Kenny. And I said, don't do this.
And they're like, they gave me, like those blood capsules you bite it.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, so it was like, he's like, just put it in the last song and then bite into it and just, kind of like do your thing. I'm like, okay, cool. So last song, I popped it in. I'm like, and it opens up and I was like, oh, I'm spitting it out. I turn around, I'm spitting it everywhere and the drummer's laughing at me.
And Kenny's just spitting out. And then I'm like, I told you not to do it.
It was horrible. I was like, just one of those, like,
it tastes like shit.
Oh, it was horrible. I was like, man, I can't believe people do this. Like,
yeah. There's another band that does like the full makeup.
Kiss.
No, it's not Kiss and not not Ghost.
Well, no, there's a lot of them. Which death metal band do you want me to talk about?
Yeah. I saw them. I can't remember.
Belphegor, I think, does it. Gorgoroth. Behemoth, Behemoth doesn't do like the traditional corpse paint.
They do like mess.
They do baby powder.
Yeah.
And then
I can't remember which band it was, but they had like a keyboard and it was like moving. The keyboard was like moving up and down as he's like playing. It was crazy. They played with there's like a Swedish band or something that's like
Ensiferum?
Younger. I don't think they were younger guys. That was like the first time I saw like younger guys getting into metal. What the hell were they called? I lost it. I can't think of if I think of it.
I'm trying to think of anyone that does.
They played in like Joliet or something at I think the Forge or something like that.
We played there before. That was a cool venue to play at.
Yeah,
I played in all three instances when it was. Who was it before the Forge?
No, it was.
Who was the original?
I can't remember either.
It was called their song.
It was Forge Tree.
Their main song that I liked was called like Thrash All Over You or something like that. Trash All Over You, Thrash All Over You, something like that.
Are you talking about Cradle of Filth?
No.
I was like,
it's a newer band that they don't even speak English, or kind of do, but they're like from like Sweden or something. I don't know.
Oh, they're pretty famous.
Look that up.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah. If I close this app, it's gonna stop switching. What? Look up Thrash All Over You, or maybe it's Trash All Over You. I think it's Thrash All Over You or something like that. But dude, they were like one of the. That's when I was like, dude, maybe the young people are gonna bring back metal. Like,
I hope.
You know what I mean? I can't remember what they were called though.
So you can find it.
Do you guys know what they were called?
Please
let us know in the chat.
Is it Lost Society?
Lost Society, yeah, that's it.
They wear corpse paint?
No, but
I thought you were talking about corpse paint.
The band that played with them wore corpse paint.
Well, okay.
I can't remember what. Maybe it was that Sepultura band or whatever.
Oh, Sepultura doesn't wear corpse paint.
Oh, that's not them. I don't know.
That's where Eloy came from.
I just know that they wore they almost looked like Ghost with like the way they're painted.
Mushroom Head? I'm just dating bands. I
don't know.
They were bad.
Fighters, right?
Fighters.
But yeah, Lost Society, dude. They were like
play. Yeah,
they were younger when they started, like when they came out here touring. It was like 5+ years ago, but they were like in their early 20s. And dude, actually, I just saw recently a band that I wish I could remember what they're called, because they're bringing back like old school 80s thrash, like hardcore 80s thrash metal, and they're like killing it. Like it sounds like something came straight out of the 80s, but I can't remember what they're called, but they're early 20s too. So that's why I think there is like going to be this renaissance.
I hope, because like that's what I want to see.
That's what everybody needs too. It's like he said before, all the metal these days sound the same.
Yeah,
too predictable. You already know what's going to come next. That doesn't make it fun at all.
The modern metal scene, I just
dude,
it's kind of like that the whole time. Yeah, they're wearing their 5-inch shorts with their polos and then their municipal waste hat. Like that. I'm like, cool. All right.
I got my polo. That's because I'm trying to be professional on my podcast.
No, that's the look of I work in the industry.
Yeah.
But I do like metal. So you're like,
and for this particular podcast, if the camera switches back to me here, I finally was like, you know what? We're talking about metal. I got to show you guys my hair, because I don't think I've ever shown my hair live. or on any video or anything. I usually keep it tied up, and I think people didn't know that my hair is like pretty long now. But back in the day when I used to play with John,
it's a wig.
nah, it's not.
It's like a Lego piece. It just pops off.
My actual hair. But no, when I used to play metal with you, John, I think this was like before Time Is the Enemy. I think you had come up with the name maybe, and you wanted me to be in the band.
Yeah, I was working with I don't know how we came up with it.
But back then I had hair down to my ass.
You had super long
hair. But
none of us else in the band did. All of us had short hair for
Yeah.
the most part. Kenny had kind of like
posers.
Yeah, posers. I was a new era of.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, no, I want to have my luxurious Asian long, straight, perfectly black hair.
Yeah.
The Toki style hair.
Toki. Yeah.
Blow.
I was gonna be Toki for Halloween one year, and I could not find the right clothing because I went to Goodwill to find like brown pants, and they didn't have any brown pants, and so I ended up just being Scruffy the Dander from Futurama.
Because all you really needed was just some Uggs.
Yeah.
Some Uggs and some brown pants, and you're done.
Yeah. I couldn't find any brown pants to save my life. I was like, oh well. Well, now I got a second chance at being Toki.
Yeah, but you gotta have that really like pencil.
Yeah, the little tiny mustache. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But no, dude, the Swedes, Norwegians, Finns, that's kind of music wise, that's probably like the biggest now of what Omnia-ish wise. I mean, it's like, I like to say, yes, it's ours, but I was like, there's a lot of some that are doing that, but like, there's not too many, especially in this area, at least that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
If you're there, let us know because we would like to network with you. But yeah, the ones that are doing like symphonic metal, I'm not big on the super symphonic. We're like, no, I'm not. But like the symphonic elements, melodeath, anything along those lines, dude. Even something like the metalcore guys.
Do you know Jesse Fernandez?
I remember that guy. I haven't talked to him in ages. At least, I think that's the one I remember.
You should see if he wants to play.
Does he just live in Maryville?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that guy.
I think he probably has the chops to play your stuff.
We tried playing before with Time Was the Enemy. It just kind of fell through. He was doing other things.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, he's got a Hendrix tribute band now.
Is he? I probably know what band it is because they come in a Guitar Center a lot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know the guitar player, I believe. If it's the main one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he's got
Is it called like Hendrix something or
Hendrix Experience? Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah,
dude, he can play. Like I do not like Jimi Hendrix. That's not me. Dude, I tip my hat though. I was like, no, like he like invented the guitar solo, dude.
Yeah.
Just that feels, but that is not me. It's same with Beatles and so
I know you love the Beatles.
I love them. They're my favorite band.
I told John they need to Yngwie needs to do a Beatles cover. What was it? As my guitar gently sweeps. Yngwie played at the Hobart Art Theater a couple years ago. Well, he played there 2 years in a row.
I thought you played recently too.
Yeah, dude, isn't it crazy? He doesn't bring any musicians either. He just hires people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the rumor. It's like he just finds a couple people that can play it, hires them in way cheaper because then you have to ship them.
Yeah.
He just was like, hey, can you play?
I saw Yngwie play at the House of Blues once, and he's like going crazy on the guitar, and he breaks a string. And I swear to God, he didn't miss a note. He throws the guitar like 20 feet in the air, and somebody like comes out of nowhere and throws another guitar on him, and he just keeps going. Like he was just like, whoo, and he's got a new guitar already. And then some other guy comes, literally dove from back behind the drummer and caught the guitar that he threw in the air. It was wild. Like Yngwie, he runs a tight ship.
Dude, for him being as pompous as he is, I was like, it's kind of deserved. I wouldn't say, okay, I don't think anyone should be. But when you're Yngwie, and then his scallop potatoes guitar.
Yeah,
like, his like scallop. Dude, I played his I played his guitar. I'm like, why is there so many things missing on this?
I love Yngwie's song, Au Gratin.
Au Gratin. He's actually got a potato themed album. Mashed potatoes, Au Gratin.
Sound like a Betty Crocker like boxer, like the mix. He's on theirs.
Dude, I'd be sponsored by Betty Crocker, dude. Some au gratin potatoes. Just on stage, like, oh, hold on.
You started throwing it out to the crowd.
Just not even made, just the powder. Yeah.
Just food it out.
Like that casserole dish is like
that could be the next gimmick. Omnia, the potato band. Yeah. Well, then just. But yeah, no, I keep going back to that every time. It's not even just like what I want to do. It's like I really want to see some like someone. And then no, doesn't help us, but I don't really care because you're better off doing it like DIY. The labels is what ruined most music. That's why we don't have another Michael Jackson. I think that's why we don't have another, let's say anyone. You could say Whitney Houston, any of those. I was like, where are our legends at? I was like, you have, we try like at least every year to think like, who do you think's going to last? Well, I thought Slipknot was going to be one of the ones that like, okay, they're a household name. And because of what's going on there, they're going to be slowly just disappearing.
Right.
That's how I feel like too.
But you see the resurgence of the old guys. A lot of my students were seeing, they're going to see Deftones. They're going to see, let's say like Soundgarden or something like that. I was like, what? Those? You guys like that? And I was like, oh, that's cool.
You know what's weird? When I went to a Megadeth show maybe three years ago or something, I went with Mamet and we were at the Tweeter.
I think I was at that same show.
Oh, yeah?
Was that with Lamb of God and Hatebreed?
I think
and
so.
Trivium, I think, was it?
Yeah. And I remember you used to like Trivium back then.
Oh, no, dude, I really do. I was like, dude, I really like them. And then I just got bored.
So we're at this show and like me and Mamet are like singing our hearts out to like all the old classics. And then they played these new songs. And I was like, I don't know this song. And these kids in front of us knew every word. And we were like, holy shit, we're the old guys. Like they know all the new music and we only know the old music.
The only downside about that show is I had one of those suite seats, like the suites up on top, and I was on the top, the very top. And then it kind of sucked because you couldn't hear Dave Mustaine talk.
Oh, really?
It was just like, that's all you heard.
I could reenact for like, thanks guys for coming out.
Yeah, all right. You guys been great and we've been Megadeth.
Like, okay, sweet. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, kind of looking, when I look at that, I was like, I just, fingers crossed or something. I was like, hopefully we can be on the front runner too when we get a drummer. So hit us up.
Yeah. Somebody, please. I love it. I love your new stuff.
Dude, I'm honestly super happy with it.
It's like,
because I have players that can't. Like, that's the other thing when you have a band that literally just show up and like, hey, guy, got a new song. Okay.
I would say it's some of your best work.
Dude,
in your career.
It only took like 20 years, dude.
Yeah.
It only took like 20 years. Welcome to being a metal musician.
Yeah. But, dude, the only time, back to the Tweeter, the only time I've ever been in the pit was Art had a girlfriend with like a really good job, so she bought us all tickets into the pit for Judas Priest.
Oh, nice.
And it was amazing. That's when I like really got into Priest. But
when they added KK Downing, that's was it Eddie? No, it was the other way around. They added, dang it, which one's the older one? Is it KK or
KK is the original.
They had they also had Anthrax open.
Who's the one that when they added, I always get the timeline mixed up. When they added their younger guitar player.
Oh, Richie Faulkner.
Yeah, when they added him, Judas Priest was like, hey, guess what? We can play notes now. And they just went, dude, they went from Breaking the Law to freaking like Electric Eye.
Yeah.
Or I was just like, where did this come from? I was like, yes.
That's like my favorite Priest song, Electric Eye. I love that.
Their new album is phenomenal.
Really, man.
British Steelers, or no, that was the first one. No, there's some new one
it's got an eagle on it. It's going like this.
Yeah, it literally reminded me of the original British Steel.
It's like something in Shield.
Invincible Shield.
Yeah,
Invincible Shield, yeah. Yeah, that new album was really good. Even like some of the newer Megadeth stuff is pretty good too. I liked their last album that they released.
Some of the songs were kind of like soft a little bit, but some of them were like, damn, it's
like some of them it was like good riffs that were like those classic 80s riffs, and I was like, yes, bringing it back finally.
You're the ones that all Metallica took.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I've heard this before. Oh, wait.
Yeah, he just took all the old Metallica songs and played them double time.
It's like listening to the Four Horsemen and then Mechanics.
Yeah,
back. You're like,
it's the same song, just faster.
It's the same song but faster. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wait a second, man, dude, music with that. But no, anyways, with that, like, yeah, that's. I think with any progression of stuff, I just try stuff, and then I like the playing what you like as a fan, and then writing stuff. I know. I think it's just trying to get the good influences. I like to include as much as I can into stuff.
Yeah,
but it's just tricky too, because then you can overproduce. Also, it helps too that myself and Justin, our bass player, we're both do sound engineering. So it's like I could do stuff
both overproducing.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm like, Justin, I can't figure this out. Figure it out.
You're up till 3 a.m. and it sounds great, and then the next day it just sounds like shit.
Yeah, I'm like, who mixed this? They must have no ears. And I was just like, And I said, Josh, sounds good. That's not what I was asking you.
Sounds good.
I like it. Oh, that's what I said to Bobby. I'm like, hey, you like that? Sounds great. Like it. That's giving me 0 pointers.
You didn't even listen to it.
I like it. And the voice is on it.
It just responds immediately, like without. You're like, what do you think?
Finished that
like,
2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
It's a 10-minute song.
Well, like when I call him, I'm like, it took 2 rings. You pick up after 1.
Every time.
Nice.
So you playing anything as of late?
Me? Yeah. I've been getting back into the little bit of the blues stuff.
Stevie Ray Vans.
Yeah.
Stevie
Ray Vans.
This stuff's hard to play.
No, I when I broke my hand, I kind of stopped playing
As one would.
Yeah. It literally took me like 2 years before I could hold a pick again.
Oh, dude.
Like for real. But so I kind of like fell off playing for a long time. And then I got into my career, like just working nonstop. And I didn't play for a couple of years, actually. Like literally, I think I didn't touch a guitar for like 2 or 3 years. And then because I was working every day nonstop. And then I started picking it up again, maybe like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I started playing a little bit more, but I don't play nearly as much as I should. But I've been hanging out with some friends, are musicians besides you guys, and we've been like jamming, and like they, we'll be like hanging out at Randy's house, and I don't know if you know Randy Carlisle. I don't know if you know him, but he had a band. I can't remember what his band was called, but they were
in the Funky Bunch.
They were pretty good. But we hang out at Randy's, and Art has been getting good on drums, surprisingly. Like I didn't think he could pick it up without owning a drum set. But
dude, if you ever want to come over and jam, I also do still play drums.
Yeah.
So once you come over.
Yeah. But so just from hanging out at Randy's, like just chilling, drinking, whatever, Art started getting pretty good on drums. And then Randy would be playing, and he's like, do you want to try it? Like Randy, actually, for the first couple of years I knew him, didn't even know that I played guitar. And then I was like, let me see the guitar. And I was like, dude, I think I can still play. And I'm like playing some stuff. And he's like, what the hell? You're really good. What the fuck? I was like, oh yeah, I guess I do. I was good back in the day. But it's the blues stuff that I can still play, because it's like, you kind of never forget that stuff.
You can fat finger it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the cool thing about blues.
Yeah, you can fat finger it.
Yeah, and it's an art too.
You don't have to be perfect with it. The metal stuff, I've been getting a little bit back into that, but not as much, just because it takes so much practice to do metal good, But I should do more. I should really try and.
Dude, just do slam band. 1 2 1 1 2 1 4 1 2. That's it. Done. Yeah. That's all you gotta do, man.
Yeah, but I would really like to get back into my thrash era, where I could play some of that faster stuff. And I could play. Here's the biggest problem for me. I could play like 1 or 2 thrash songs, or I have like some thrash songs that I wrote, and then I get blisters on my fingers. My biggest issue is my fingers blister up before I get tired, so I can't. Like I can only play for like a half an hour to an hour, depending on what I'm playing, before my fingers just blister up, and I will literally, like, I've shredded the end of my finger to where it was bleeding one time when I first maybe a couple years ago when I first got back into it. But like the solution that I've found is to put super glue over your fingers before you play, and then you can get a little more playtime out of it.
Well, dude, I don't notice it, I don't think, ever.
Yeah, well,
I was like, and I also, and my other job, since doing that, I was like, I'm constantly using my head.
Back in the day when I was playing metal with you, like my calluses were so thick. I remember taking a needle, and I couldn't force a needle through the callus on that finger right there. It was
That's how I test Josh. And I'm like, all right, come here, Josh. And he's like, ooh, all right. Well, no, dude, and it's just a matter of playing. Like, was that like when I play bass? I hate playing metal bass.
Oh
I like funk and stuff like that. So like when they're
bass is made for funk,
dude, and just making noises and stuff. Well, that's one always thing I like ask everyone. What is your
step at a bass
guilty not metal band that you like? I've got a couple. I'm like, what's a not metal? Like totally, people are like, oh, you listen to that as a metal guy? Do you have
Taylor Swift?
Really? I was like, oh, that's terrible. Why would you say that? Yeah. He's like, yes, it is. Do you have one?
I'm For him, like I like the blues stuff too. I used to be into a lot of the blues stuff.
I was thinking that though. That's not really anti-metal. Though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it would be like no what?
Like no, like you talking about like no guitar wise or anything?
No, not even guitar wise. Like it'd be like exactly like Taylor Swift would be.
You want to hear
like,
my guilty band? I shouldn't even admit this, but lately I've been listening to Creed.
Oh God. Hey, you know what? They write some bangers.
Yeah, their guitar work is actually.
Well, it's because Mark Tremonti is an amazing guitar player, and then you have Scott Stapp, and then you just put together. You're like, oh, you get Creed. No one. It's like I didn't even think it's like really that, but it's not very metal. But like Coheed, Cabral, I love them.
Oh yeah,
and Jamiroquai. Everyone knows I love Jamiroquai from the '90s. Totally not metal, but I was like, dude, Jamiroquai's killer.
Yeah, just every time I hear Jamiroquai, I think of Napoleon Dynamite.
Dude, that's all I can think. All I gotta think. But I was like, it's one thing. That's why I always tell everyone too. Don't just listen to one genre. If you just listen to one genre, you could do blues, you could do classical. I think it makes you a better writer when you're kind of playing, or just have you think outside the box when you weren't playing.
Oh, the other guilty pleasure of mine is like 90s pop punk. You know, like Green Day.
Oh,
like that.
Ska.
Oh yeah.
So, but I think that goes back to our days, like when I used to BMX and we skate. I was like, you couldn't start or Crazy Taxi. You couldn't play Crazy Taxi or do that and not have ska.
Yeah.
So that was the way to do it.
I like back in the day when I was in college, I used to go see this band called the $2 Pints. They were a ska band, and they were really good. But for some reason, I think it was at Ball State. I think maybe some of the guys were graduating, so they were like they had to break up, and so they dropped the horn line and brought me in on guitar, and now we were a punk band.
I mean, no, it's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
It's just da 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 da. You just say, oh, take the horns away. Okay, now we're a punk band.
Shout out to Greg Konyeksny. I always have a problem pronouncing his name, but Greg runs sound now over at the up in Michigan City. What's that casino called?
Blue Chip.
Blue Chip. Yeah, he does sound up there now for like I seen online. He's like looking for people to help with sound.
Interesting.
Yeah. So maybe he gets.
I was like, wait, there's a show there. I was like, or
you throw a real sound. Yeah.
I was like, But yeah, no, dude, actually, that's one thing I wanted to do, like random stuff, was play bass in a ska band. I was like, oh, it's so fun to play bass. And that I was like, oh yeah, I love playing bass. But gear wise, are you still using the same gear? Or are you like? Did we talk about this?
I have not bought any gear in like 20 years.
Time.
Well, he buys stuff all the time. I like that we have adult money and can actually have nice gear, which we talked about. I was like, man, I wish I could have got that back.
I got
then.
adult money and I just put it all into my cameras.
Yeah. I was like, it was like to kind of just reinvest.
Yeah. I mean, I have good microphones and stuff, but like as far as I kind of want to get a new amp that's like, you know, something that's gonna be better for metal because I have that PV Valve King.
I've had one of those.
That old PV Valve King. It's great for blues. I'd love it for blues. It's got the, you know, tubes in it and stuff. It's an
Dude, just go.
I really
digital, man. That's we run.
Yeah.
And I was like,
what's the best like?
So the top two
for metal.
I'd say quad or for metal wise, I was like most people using
Marshall.
5150s, 6505s, Soldanos, Angles.
My tone's a Soldano.
Yeah, I use 5150.
It's pretty much what it is. Soldano's it's a hot rodded JCM 800.
Oh,
think about it. So,
but digital, man, it's like everyone's about tube this, tube that. I run a Kemper. He runs a Kemper. You just got the quad,
the Nano Cortex. I use it for
so they got the baby ones. I'm thinking about getting the smaller version of the Kemper. Like quad Cortex, I think is just they just had time to do more modern with what Kemper's doing.
Yeah,
I still really like Kemper, and like I would love to get their they have a Mark II now. It's just faster.
Yeah,
but I don't think I've never not use Kemper. That's the main thing I use because it gives you access to so many amps.
Back in the day, it was like if you played metal, you got a Marshall.
Yeah, or an XFX.
Oh,
dude, everyone's or
no 11 rack. Remember that? You remember those?
Or if you were like poor, you got a Line 6.
Yeah, no, everyone got the pod.
That's me. And when I auditioned for Time Is the Enemy, I brought my Schecter Hellraiser over.
Nice.
Which you won't see me with the Schecter ever again.
Really?
And then I was playing I think I brought over a Line 6 like Spider 3 from like 2000s.
They were pretty good. Yeah, honestly. I had like a little mini Marshall because I couldn't afford like a real Marshall, so I had like a little 8-inch speaker Marshall and
like the
little practice amp. You know,
dude, the Fender Mustangs, the Mustang GTXs, those are killer. And it's a solid state. It's just like the amp modelers. It's Fenders. Then you can get your blues tone. I always suggest that to like my students and whatnot. I was like, this is a good all arounder. I got the little tiny guy that's like this big. You just plug headphones into it. I don't really need a big practice.
I think a good one for you would be like the Positive Grid.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah. The Spark, you'd have fun with that.
I remember with that. Eric Heidbritter had a full stack Marshall in his room.
Oh, dude,
hell yeah!
Every time I would go over his house when he had his recorded stuff, it was dad. I remember that he's like, "Don't touch the tweeters." That was it every time. His dad was like,
impression.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't touch the tweeters," and that was him. My impression of him doing an impression of his dad. So
that's great. Yeah. I used to always want a full stack Marshall. When we were in the band, the punk band, it was called the Syndicate, and Greg had like a little
punk name.
Yeah. Greg had like a little 212 Marshall that I would play with, and
probably a Valve State or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
They were like half tube, half solid state.
Oh yeah, I think it was that.
Those were really good. I think it's what Chuck used to use on the Death albums.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, there's a lot. The tech has gotten so good now.
Mm.
When the old heads in metal, we got a tube, Not anymore. You don't. It's cool to have tube.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, the tube's going to sound, have a better response, but
it has a warmth to it, I feel like. But
you're going to pay the same. You're going to pay like a fraction of the price for a modeler instead of paying like $3 or $4 for actual tube for just one tone.
If I ran my actual live rig with all like actual stuff, like just amps and heads, I'd probably be in like $7,000-8,000.
Yeah,
because I'm using like a 5150 with a bunch of like extra EQs and stuff like that, and I'm using like a Vox AC30 as like my clean channel on top of other stuff, and then it's like you can do amp or cabinet modeling. So I'm running through 5150. And then something else.
Luckily, everyone knows musicians are rich, so we can.
Yeah, because we can buy it all.
That's funny.
Especially in the metal field, they make so much money in metal.
Dude, I love Yngwie actually ships a whole wall of Marshalls. Like he actually uses them. Like a lot of those, like Megadeth's,
they're all props.
They're all props. Yeah.
Now those digital screens, I think.
Yeah, but I think Yngwie still actually.
He brings them, but I don't think he mics all of them. But he still it's the same thing with like Maiden. Rammstein, they travel like 8 or 9. We were doing like calculations once. We're like, okay, how much are they actually making? Because it's like that's like a 30,000 person arena, and like we lucked out. And my one bought him as soon as he went on sale, so like $20 a ticket. There was tickets going up to like 8 or 9. So it was like times like whatever of how many you think were there. And I was like, okay, they got to pay the venue. They got to pay.
How much were the Taylor Swift tickets?
Those are probably like, dude, she's making. If you want to talk about random musician making billions, And dude, her fans are. If you thought metal fans were hardcore,
and you're saying like they have to pay all these different people, so it's like they're not even making that much money. And the biggest issue is like that's where they do make their money is at the shows. They don't make nobody sells music.
No one buys music, and like Metallica, everyone's like, oh blah blah, you get your music on Spotify. Metallica makes like $1,000.
Yeah,
if that. I was like, it's merchandise. That's where everything is merchandise.
They somebody said, I was watching a YouTube video and they were like, when's the last time you bought music? And I started thinking about it. I was like, oh my god, I don't think I've bought music since
I always bought my music every time I listened to it.
Yeah, I bought every Metallica album. I never ever downloaded a Metallica album.
I bought every Metallica album that Dave Mustaine was on.
Metallica was like the big reason why Napster got shut down. Remember?
Yeah, Lars Ulrich.
Yeah,
I need my Metallica monies, bro. You're
the richest fucking.
It's like I was like, everyone's like, well, who's bigger than Metallica? I'm like, Iron Maiden. And they're like, I was like, it's different.
Yeah.
I was like,
maybe not in the States, but
no, like there's not going to be another Metallica. We'll see. Maybe kids, maybe you guys be the next Metallica. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And like, isn't it crazy though? Like some of the music holds up.
Yeah.
And then you listen to some of the 1 or 2 years, like a prime example, like a Myth Mayfire. I remember when it came out, I was big on it. Like with some of my bandmates, we're listening to it, and I listened to it, I'm like, what the hell was I listening to?
Yeah, same way. It's like all the stuff you listen to in high school, you're like, ugh, what the hell is this crap?
But then when I listened to Megadeth, I listened to all that when I was in high school. I was like, it's still good.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I listened to Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Little Slipknot.
Not big Slipknot.
Little Slipknot. I mean,
Just that's the rapper, Lil Slim.
yeah, Little Slipknot.
Little Slipknot, the rapper, dude. No, we should do that. I listened to the first two Slipknot albums is like what I listened to, and then
Is that a good
Iowa, and what's the other one?
the self-titled.
Iowa Tears.
So that was a third album.
I like that one. Yeah, that was like the last one I listened to. But I didn't really listen to. That's the weirdest thing is I didn't listen to Priest back then. I didn't listen to Anthrax really back then. I didn't even listen to Slayer back then. And now I love like all three of those bands.
I'm not really huge on Slayer. Like it's like in that respect, it's just not for me.
Slayer was like, I put them in the category when I was like younger. I put them in the category with like death, like that's death metal. I'm not going to listen to that. But then like when I got older, I started getting into it. And I'm like, dude, this stuff is like heavy.
Or like the stuff that like when I saw him introduced more and more into like the really the Norwegians and the Finns, and I was like, listen to this stuff. He's like, oh, like the one of the bands that I love, Flesh God Apocalypse. He's like, sometimes it's too much. I was like, that's why I like it.
It's like there's like so much going on. I'm like, what do I listen to? Like, my brain's going.
Yeah,
there are a bunch of math equations. And
I'm like, soothed. Maybe that's why I didn't like some of that stuff when I was younger. It was too much for me. My little brain couldn't.
Maybe I have like that. I'm on a specific spectrum that I needed that. I need that chaos. Like it's balancing. Like I've fallen asleep to stuff like that.
Yeah,
I got a roommate come in.
I mean, I remember in high school you listening to like heavier stuff that I didn't like. Any kind of screaming type of music, I just didn't listen to it because I was like, I can't hear. Like, what's going on? I just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. No, there's times where I'm like
there's some stuff out there is like this is awful, and then there's some stuff I'm like, okay, yeah. It makes sense.
Like early Cannibal Corpse is like that. It's not for everyone. I was like, listen, okay, it's cool, but I like the older stuff, which I was like, oh, not Cannibal Corpse. I never said I was a huge Cannibal Corpse fan, but like, I like it's like was his voice aged more, and he got more of like, I was like, okay, that's a cool. It changes a little bit.
Yeah,
Rob Halford's voice has not changed in like 70 some years.
Yeah, that's so wild.
It's like kind of same with Ozzy. I mean, until he got like he couldn't really sing anymore, but
yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I mean,
although that last show he did pretty good.
Yeah, dude.
Well, he stopped taking all his medication just so he can do this show.
Oh, really?
He said he wanted to be super lucid. I was like, heck yeah, dude.
Is that why he died?
No, he had a heart attack, I think.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff because
there was a rumor that he did the Swedish suicide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I was like, that would make sense.
He was gonna do that, but
because they had a botched like spinal surgery and just different stuff, which is like one thing led to another. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But hey, now they're making sweet music with Lemmy and Ozzy.
Yeah. That's one band that I wish I had seen. I never saw Motorhead.
I seen him.
You saw?
I actually seen him. So
I just assume he's seen the band. I'm like, oh, I've seen him.
I've seen him back. It was at Mayhem Fest. Actually, it was when Slayer still had Jeff Hanahan too.
Oh,
back in like 2012.
Japan Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And then it was like Motorhead, and it was Slayer, and it was Slipknot. And then I remember Slayer had their amps stacked up like upside down crosses.
Oh,
right. Basically, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That's
I think Slipknot headlined that show. I was like, I think that's like 2012.
Dude, that's crazy part too. That's why when you talk about like what's metal, sometimes I actually asked what makes metal, and we kind of tried to redefine it. And I was talking to people at work. I was like, does it have to be quote unquote heavy? Lemmy, horror, that's metal. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then we started trying to and like something as I'm trying to think what it was. It was like some sort of like jazz tune or something like that, or I forgot how we defined it. It was like something like that. Is that metal? I'm like, actually, based on that definition, that is metal. Because like I started thinking about it, I was like,
it's
okay.
like Black Sabbath. That's metal.
Yeah,
that's
originators of metal. Yeah. Dude, when did Black Sabbath start playing? It was like the 70s, right?
It was like when it was early 60s.
It was early 70s.
Yeah, because like they had that like every band has like their weird was starting a band.
Yeah,
and then like it was the Scorpion era too when they were like late 60s too. That weird psychedelic experimental kind of stuff.
Scorpions,
yeah, dude, the old Scorpions. Oh my god, they're good. New Scorpions, what the hell?
Yeah.
One of my buddies at work.
I remember you being into the Scorpions back in the day.
I was like, it was dude. It was like the not Journey, but that kind of Boston. I love Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
Boston.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, how are they doing that with the guitars?
Yeah.
Dude, harmonies, man. And I think that's how it kind of worked. Because like he liked Maiden and I liked Boston. I was like, we could do guitar harmonies together.
Yeah.
Like Boston and Maiden.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. My dad loves Boston. Boston's a good band.
I didn't know how many songs they did
Yeah.
until I started listening. I'm like, oh,
Dude, that's
Boston.
like old Pantera is like glam rock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He was like, yeah. You're like, what?
It's like disco
Dude,
almost.
even old Metallica. You remember how they used to dress? They wanted to be in the glam scene. They're like, no, this is lame. And then they went.
I played like original Pantera for my mom, and she was like, "Oh, this is good. I like this." And then I was like, "Now listen to their newer stuff." And she goes, she was like, "What the hell is this? That's the same band."
But here we go. They found a sound, and it did better.
Yeah.
Dude, and that's another one. Like, talk about like guitar virtuosos. Dime.
Yeah.
Like, people know how he played, but I'm like, no one was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I get arguments all the time about Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen. I think Randy Rhoads is the world's better.
Oh yeah.
Now, due respect to Van Halen, I'm not saying he's bad,
Actually,
but when they compare him, I was like, he didn't get a chance because he flew into a mountain.
Yeah.
And he didn't get a chance to really expand.
Van Halen's good, but it's more poppy.
He's very you could hear the blues.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that's some killer blues riff. And he easily could be a bluegrass guy
Yeah. Yeah.
for how fast some of the stuff he's playing.
Dude, my favorite is like his collaborations with Michael Jackson.
Oh,
I love that stuff.
See, Michael Jackson music still holds the test of time.
Yeah.
In lieu of whatever he did or didn't do. But his music's good.
Yeah.
I was like, how did he write?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But yeah, that's what with those, even that, like actually another guilty one, Elton John.
Yes,
Dude, I love Elton John.
Oh yeah. I do. Yeah.
There's no like goodbye, yellow brick road. You're like, what? Shut up.
Billy Joel.
I don't like Billy Joel.
You don't like him?
Because I'm not a 45-year-old. No, I don't know.
I like him.
You're gonna tell me like Jimmy Buffett next.
No, Jimmy Buffett.
I don't hate Billy Joel, but it's not my jam.
I actually really like it. Piano Man, like, oh man, I like that stuff. I don't know.
No, dude, and when it's like, he was good music. Like, I don't like Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I'm not a Springsteen fan.
No, my dad's a big Springsteen fan, but I can never get into it.
It's like with Springsteen, you're either a diehard fan or you're like, I don't know.
Can we change the station?
Yeah.
No, there's only one that you don't do. It's AC/DC. I'm like, oh, leave it on.
Yeah.
So
AC/DC. Yeah, that's one where I'm like, I've heard this so many times, but it's good. But it's like I'll listen to it, and I can credit them with like having some of the early stuff that I used to play that was like it was kind of easy to learn their riffs. You know what I mean? They're
and the tricky part about it is like when people try to play AC/DC, they're like, oh, it's gonna be super super easy. Then you get into it, and the more I teach it, I was like, it's so simple, but nothing is on a downbeat.
Oh yeah,
and you're like, dun, da da da. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
that groove that they set. It's the same thing like what Pantera did. They set that groove, and they're just guiding you the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it could be learning more, like as teaching more with that, and people wanting to play more, and like all anyone that's teaching music wise, especially we're gonna have the taste that we want, but going into different stuff. I've been playing a bunch of Pantera and like learning more of his riffs that I'm not used to hearing. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is some cool writing.
And also they never tuned 440 either. It was like 425, I think they tuned in, so it had like a different sound. So it is
they tuned different.
Yeah.
Pantera did.
Yeah.
Try learning a Black Sabbath song without tab and then teach someone. They're in their own. So like it's like 430, but sometimes they tune themselves. So then when you're trying to teach them, like, what note are they playing? And you're like in between. So you have to bend a little bit because they're just in tune with themselves, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dude, some of the, I don't know how they did that, like Beatles and all those guys. A lot of times they're one track recording it. So I do have to tip my hat to the like the 30s, 40s, or actually probably like 50s and 60s. They were recording, they just had like a mic.
One mic in the middle of the room.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, here we go, guys. And then they go. I was like, wow, I need like 30 takes for some of the stuff I do.
Dude, I heard that style of recording is making a comeback where you just put one mic and
so like I said, I'm a big Zach Wild fan. He does Zach Sabbath. So he actually did I think he did Volume 4 and it was called Redo. And they did the same thing. They recorded the whole thing in a studio, just mic'd up and everything like that. With like, I think it was like one take or something. I don't know
who's never stopped doing that? Norwegian black metal.
Yeah.
They need to go to a studio. There's times I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
This is recorded in a can. Like, remember you made that shotgun mic? You took like a Pringles can.
Yeah.
I've used that. That works really good.
About that.
You could take a.
No, it was a one of those big monster cans.
Oh yeah.
And you cut off the bottom of it and then drop the mic in it, and now you got a shotgun.
Because the 57s.
Yeah, SM57.
Yeah, the good stuff. Like on the audio side, they're like, well, how'd you figure that out? Well, George, and his studio was a fire hazard. I remember that. I'm like, it's very dry in here.
There's we've had a bunch of those artwork at Bath and Body Works, so they had all of these
the Yankee Candle.
the Yankee
right?
Candle, yeah, because Yankee Candle and Bath and Body Works, they shared the dumpster together, and so they had all these candle holders in the dumpster. So we just went there one day after work and just loaded it all up. Yeah, it was like hold 6 candles, so it was about like that big, maybe each hole is like that. It's almost like an egg carton, but better because it's thicker and deeper. And we just lined all of the walls with that, and it was pretty.
Dude, that was it was like a walking into a soundproof room.
Yeah,
and I was like, nowadays it's really easy to do stuff recording.
Yeah.
But basically, when you kind of go early on, and then you kind of as everything pressed in with like amps, but all that early stuff was hilarious. How to get things done. And like I've used that stupid techniques you learn. I was like, well, how'd you do that? I just took a mic and taped it here and then stuck it under the. Yeah. I was like, that's the old school way.
When I first got into like recording bands and stuff, I had a Blue Icicle input. It was just, I still have it actually. It was just like a singular USB input into your computer, and it had like an XLR, so XLR to USB, and then it had a gain knob on it. And I would, because we didn't have more than one, like I couldn't afford a mixer. I was, young.
Dude, even the youngs, that those were not cheap.
Yeah. That was
super cheap.
Yeah, it was like $100, and I remember like that was like expensive. I broke it actually, and I bought another one. I broke it by accident one day because I didn't push the button when I pulled the XLR, and it just ripped the whole thing in half. I think I soldered it back together, and it worked for a little while, and then it broke, but I ended up buying another one. But I used to like either we would record with that SM57, it's not really easy to record the whole band. It's not going to pick up everybody because this is a dynamic mic. So you really need like an omnidirectional mic like that AKG 420 over there. But what I would do is I would record each instrument separate. So we would record drums first, and then record guitar, and then record vocals, and then record bass, and just put it all together like that. And like the bands, they didn't really like doing it that way, but it was like all we could.
But that's how you do it now. Like that is the standard.
Yeah.
I was like, usually like I'll do like a reference track with the guitars. I'm like, let's do the drums. I don't want to play the click track. Cool. Then we got to record the drums.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have no way of editing anything.
Yeah. But it's so much better when you can have everybody play all at once, because then you get in a groove with each other. It's like, it's different than playing it individually.
And it varies too. It depends on which feel you're going for, I think.
Yeah.
Because like the stuff that we're doing right now, I was like, if we tried, we'd be like 95 takes in.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. I missed the 14th note on that run. Oops.
Yeah.
But I was like, if we're going for that.
With metal, it's so intricate. Like, yeah, that'd be hard to do.
And there's different things you can get with, because like he's even stopped me. I was like, I can play that cleaner. He's like, no, it sounds good. I'm like, are you sure? And same thing with that. I was like, no, let's leave it that way, because like even the way that I like doing Omnia, I like a little bit of error,
like grit.
Yeah,
I guess you could say not too clean, not.
Oh, okay.
So like there's sometimes where I was like, I knew in my head, like, I didn't sound right. He's like, no, it sounds good. I'm like, all right, if you think it sounds good. He's like, you want that little bit of little.
Or I'll lie to you and just be like, hey, just do it again. And I'm recording.
And then I'm plugging my guitar, and then, yeah. And he does it when I go home.
He records it.
Yeah. I used to record whole bands with just one mic. Like the drums were the hardest because it's just one mic. So
dude,
it's not going to sound as good as if you had like multiple.
Especially if you can put like 8 or 9 mics on a whole kit by itself.
Yeah. I used to just put it overhead, like basically over the snare,
puppies.
more or less. But yeah, and there's no kick to it.
Yeah.
Here
comes a breakdown.
Yeah.
Ka. Ka. You're like, what?
Yeah. But yeah, I got I remember when I got a 4-channel mixer, I was like, I can finally record drums. And then I kind of got out of the band recording thing because I was like, there's no money in this.
Yeah. And then now you can do it yourself. And that's why like the biggest thing to like teach people too. But I was like, definitely, if you're going to try to release something important.
Give me the face. I just threw a toy for those of you who couldn't see.
He was giving Josh a snack. But no, yeah.
I was like, go grab it.
When you're like, go to someone that knows what they're doing before you release it. If you're like, ooh, this sounds really, really great.
Dude,
if
you want a guy who's really good at mixing, mastering, recording, especially drums.
This guy, great, thanks. No.
Actually, somebody who I had on my podcast here, John Mick of Swamp Sound Studios.
Okay.
He kills it. Like, dude, he has like a full like rack effects and stuff that are analog, and he'll record it, digitally, but then he'll rerun it through the analog rack as he's mixing and stuff. It's like, I don't even know how when he starts talking to me, it goes over my head. And I went to school for audio production. I'm like, dude, you're like way into this. Like he really, and I can hear it in his mixes. Like he really does know what he's doing. And because he uses those old analog, like while he's recording, he'll run it through the rack effects before going into the computer and stuff. And like, it has a certain feel to it. It has a sound to it that like, it's a warmth that you don't really get anymore with fully digital stuff.
Yeah, that's why I would like to. It just gets expensive.
Yeah, it's very.
I would like to compressors and EQs prior to going into like the interface and stuff like that. That is really nice because then you don't have to do everything in post. Even it is going through, it's still a lot of post work than just getting that really nice thing.
Yeah, when I was in school at Ball State, back in, this was probably around 2011, 2012-ish, I was recording in their studios, and they had some of the nicest studio. Like their studio was probably second to Capitol Records in New York.
Oh yeah, their recording thing.
It was so good. Like their whole building was built on springs to take the 3 hertz rumble of the earth out of it. Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, if you want to get like into like weird audio, like people that are all they do is not even the engineering, they're engineering sound. They're not even the ones recording it. It's the ones making sure like this mic would hit 0 vibration from the air because you're talking. Dude, there's some crazy stuff that they get in there.
We got to use all those cool rack effects and stuff, and that was like right around when Pro Tools was getting big, and like people that did like after I graduated, people were like only using Pro Tools and stuff, and I was like, oh, you don't have any effects? So like, it's a plugin. I'm like, oh, it's so weird because like I didn't even really use plugins when I was in school. Like it was like still like full rack effects that you got to like mess with live and stuff. And it was cool. Like they had a certain sound to it. And I recorded by Chewy. Stop, dude.
That's a dog.
Come here.
How came through my mic?
Little asshole. He's just getting bored. He wants to play. But dude, I recorded a band. It was my buddy's punk band, and it was Mike Cameron and Mike White, and then I can't remember the drummer's name, but we recorded
another Mike.
Yeah,
Mike Stevenson.
We recorded it over a weekend, and this was like my senior project, and they had like a teacher's assistant there that day, and the first song, I saved it correctly. Come here. This little asshole keeps barking at everybody. So the first song, I saved it correctly because you had to save it to your own hard drive. You know what I mean? Like your own separate hard drive. And I had it saved to my hard drive. And then after the first song, that teacher's assistant was like, what are you guys doing? This is wrong. And he switched it to save on the computer's hard drive on the one that was in the studio, and that gets wiped every every session. It gets completely wiped.
Not to mention, that's a lot of data that's going to be stored on.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and I didn't really, I mean, I was kind of not really paying attention to what he did. I just trusted him. I was like, oh, that's how you got to do it? Okay, we'll just redo that first song. And then the next day, after we got done recording and everything, their drummer was going into the Navy. So he was gone after that. And then I go to look at the files to get into the edit, and I only had that first song. Everything else was not there. And I go check the computer in the studio, and everything's wiped off of that. And so like everybody who recorded that day, it wasn't just me, like everyone who recorded that day had to re-record it all. So it was like, what am I going to do? Their drummer's gone. I can't record this a second time. Like I'm totally screwed. So I ended up going and there's this girl in one of my classes, like sociology class or something weird like that, psychology something. And I knew she was a singer and like she played guitar. And I was like, hey, do you want to record an album? Do you have like at least 4 or 5 songs we can record? And she's like, yeah, I got songs, but I don't have a band. And so I went to my old drummer and bassist from my punk band, and I was like, you guys got to learn these songs in the next week. We got to record next weekend. Like this is my senior project.
Just make drum noises with your mouth.
So they learned the songs, and we got it done. Like we were able to record that in 1 week, which was it was a pretty cool experience to be able to like put together the whole thing. And like I got to have like input on like the instruments too, because they weren't like the musicians didn't care, you know. They were like, I don't know, it's not my song, I'll just play whatever you want me to play.
I like having like when I'm doing like mixing and mastering for people and whatnot, that means you can charge more. But basically I was like, do you want production notes?
Yeah.
And like I like when it's like, I'm not going to tell you, hey, this is how the song should go. But when anyone like Justin and anyone that he works with, like Justin does audio, he actually got a really nice studio. Like mine's definitely, it's nice, but not like, I don't really do too many live stuff. I do a lot of mixing and mastering, and I do a lot of freelance stuff, helping those podcasters out. Hit me up if you need any music done. I got you. So, but you know, I did stuff for like some buddies and whatnot. But anyways, I like when you can, as the engineer side, you get to give your production expertise of saying, hey, if you do it this way, it might sound a little bit better. Not they're saying, hey, it sounds bad. I'm like, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Or like when you get to tell them like, hey, what sound are you going for?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I don't know. Then how are you supposed to mix it?
Yeah. That's just being a good producer. Like,
yeah,
you know, trying to give a little bit of input, a little like you're kind of like pushing it along. Like you're not having like the full creative freedom like the musician has, but you're just kind of like pushing them in there. Like, hey, what if you did this? It might be a little better.
That could even be just like, yeah, like what you do, just the video stuff. You might have stuff that they're doing and you're like, hey, maybe you should, or just be passive aggressive. At that point, you just go like, that's how you want to record it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do it wrong.
That sounds fine to me, I guess. We're done here.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. No, actually on the video side, I had to let go of creative freedom. Or even just the idea that I'm like an artist of some type, because in the corporate world, they want like particular things done in a particular way, and there's no room for like your own input. They're hiring you to just do it.
Dude, and I'm okay with that. If you tell me exact, like clients that I train, if you tell me exact what you want, boom, that's what you're getting.
Chewy's singing into the microphone. But yeah, like I had to tell my buddy Max this. Like Max has been on the podcast too. If you guys at home watch that episode, like when it comes to the video side of things, like especially in the corporate world, you got to let go of like this being like your baby. Because like I remember Max being like, they ruined the edit. I can't believe like they're having me do this and that. I'm like, dude, I felt exactly the same when I was like early 20s or mid 20s. And then as I got older, I was like, just let it go. Like whatever you want. Like sometimes they'll be like, can you change the music? And I don't know if you know anything about video editing, but that if you change the song, now all of your cuts don't line up and stuff like that. So I'll literally just play like, yeah, sure. And I just change the music to something else and it just ruins the whole edit. And then sometimes they'll be like, no, change it back. But sometimes they'll be like, yeah, perfect. And I'm like, God, this is terrible. I don't know why. And they'll be like, can you cut this part? Cut that shot. And I'm like, that's my favorite shot in the whole edit. But I don't care anymore. I'm just like, whatever. I'll just do whatever you want.
No, dude,
really
that's how I feel when it's like, if you want,
completely disconnected from it.
dude, I think when I did that, I just made better stuff when people were like, hey, I need a clip for this. Cool. What do you want it for? Here it is. Do you like it? Good. All right.
Yeah.
Here's my money. I'm like, don't be creative.
Yeah. Don't be creative.
Because you're going to spend like 8 hours, which you should be getting paid for, just because you're like, oh, I want the way this looks. And you're like, I like it. Cool. I didn't charge you for that.
It's like, I'm going to pour my heart and soul into it for the initial edit. But then once you start destroying my edit, it is what it is. If you like it, you like it. I'm just here to please the client.
Just edit the worst parts.
Yeah. 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 But, it is what it is.
Terrible edits are great too. Like now. Oh. No. We need to switch seats.
Yeah.
just like, you don't do any edits on this podcast.
Yeah. That's why I really like filming podcasts, because it's like I don't have to make creative choices for the most part. Like I can kind of check out mentally and just like let it go. And I'm not like a highlight edit. It's so subtle, like with everything that you have to like try and you got to make these shots make sense. Like you're trying to like actively think about, okay, here's our intro shot. We're trying to bring the viewer through like a sea of emotions into like this other shot and stuff. And it's like with podcasts, you just like push buttons. Or now this podcast is just running by itself. The computer's doing everything.
We're not even here.
Yeah.
He just recorded our voice.
Actually, none of us are real people. We're all AI.
Join the pods, everyone. Look, my audio doesn't match. You're like...
All right, that's something we should talk about a little bit, because I talk about this with all on all my podcasts, is like AI taking your job. Like, so I just saw recently a video, actually today, I saw a video about AI can like write music now. Does that affect you in any way? Like, do you think about that?
I don't think so. Like, they talked about it, like, was that there's just different people I've watched before on different podcasts, and they were like talking about that. I'm not too worried about it, because you could easily, it's taking what it knows. And like, even I was like, I think AI is helpful. Prime example here.
This isn't really AI though. It's just
it just kind of knows
when the audio gets above a threshold, then it switches.
And like even that, like something as simple as your phone, like we haven't really hit true AI yet. Like it's there, it can create things. It's because you're giving it prompts.
Hang on, I got to get another camera for Chewy.
Oh, yeah, just
Chewy's up on a chair here,
and anyone that does film, they know what's up.
But no, I saw this thing. So this guy, he played this song on his guitar and he sang, and he was like not that great. Like he was decent, but not that great. And then the AI took that and made him like 5 different versions that are all mixed, mastered, fully done, like with full instruments, like, drums, bass, everything. And it's like, I can see how it's maybe beneficial, like in some ways, because it's like you can sort of like get some ideas and maybe just speed up the songwriting process. But at the same time, it's like you're almost like cheating. Does it count as
like
music?
It's the way I think it kind of goes on to, and you can, how you think, we've talked about it before, where it's like my biggest gripe with some symphonic metal or even just some songs, it's too produced. So when you listen to it, it just sounds like here's A chord, here's B chord, here's that song done. And for me, thinking when you're looking to people that actually want music, my main reason to write music is to bring you through a story. If I can't bring you through a story, now granted, I'm not doing the vocals. So I do that, and Bobby handles all the vocals and whatnot, and I shape around it. And then something like, hey, Josh, can you play that a little bit differently? Or we doing like that just to add that feeling. And when it's there, you know it's there. I don't think, maybe in the future you'll be able to do it, but right now, I'm not worried about it. If you, like exactly this, I don't see a point for you to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to have someone write a little jingle for you when you could pay someone. Now, this is where it kind of gets the argument. Who gets the money? Do I go to AI and like with the Twitch stream where we do before Wizard Sleeve, we just use some AI art because it was funny. We weren't saying we designed this and blah, blah, and selling it.
And you're not like making money off of it.
No.
Anyway, so.
And that's where I would say the next point, I was like, okay, that's when we start monetizing. Yeah, I was like, I don't feel an issue because it's still, you have to feed it prompts. Now, if it says exactly that, create me a metal song, cool, it's going to use what is defined as quote unquote metal.
Yeah.
Or jazz.
I mean, it's probably going to be like something like 4/4 too. It's going to be something real basic and simple, but.
Yeah, that's true. I still think like with AI, I'm like, it's basically copyright infringement because if you're taking sampling from other people who have like they don't own the copyrights from the samples, so that's like you're training the AI on you're essentially stealing their work when you're training that. I mean, I know there hasn't really been like a precedent for that. They're kind of like letting it go because they want to, I don't know, make a bunch of money or something. But I personally, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, AI is going to be the destruction of humanity. We should stop it.
And here's a thing what I kind of think about too, which I've told a lot of people, which you thought is original has already been done. It might have been done in the 9 BC. Now, there's a difference though, when you're legitimately like let's say you make this logo and I literally just change the colors and change something else. Okay, I'm legitimately taking your work. But if I look at them, I'm like, okay, cool. It's got like that like 80s vibe, and then I make something out of it.
But here's the thing, like it's okay for I feel like it's okay for a human to draw inspiration from other
and that's
works.
Inspiration. That's a key.
But it's a computer drawing inspiration. It's like that's almost borderline stealing it.
Because for me, it's not being inspired.
Yeah.
It's using actual work, which like I can understand like the devil's advocate of it. When the creation of the song, I'm not directly taking from, let's say, Bach. Some of the runs I use could be considered Bach or Vivaldi or anything like that. But I'm not directly saying, okay, this song is based off of whatever. It might be like, okay, I like the theme of, let's say, like, I'm trying to think of any songs I know. Like, oh yeah, like the Tchaikovsky stuff, like it's like Sugar Plum Fairy or whatever, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Let's say like there's something, oh cool, it's got a cool little turn to like a minor key. Okay, if I do that, I'm inspired to do the turn. But then if I was like, hey, AI, write a song like Tchaikovsky, it's literally listening to Tchaikovsky's work and then reproducing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's the big difference. I can understand that people are pro AI, but when it goes, I was like, it's a weird path.
Yeah.
I would like to use it for ideas, maybe.
The other reason why I don't like AI, I mean, yeah, maybe it'll make us more efficient and make us faster and stuff like that, but we are now building these gigantic data centers that are polluting.
Oh, dude, I don't like that at all.
Environment. And I've been looking it up. It's in all over the Midwest.
Oh, and it's taking all our energy.
Wisconsin is covered in these data centers now. Indiana's starting to get data centers. Over in Illinois, DeKalb, big data center like that used to be cornfields. So, and it's going to pollute all of our water. And also, I honestly think that's why NIPSCO just raised prices. Like, everybody's pissed because
dude, every time we turn around, that's going higher.
Yeah, I know, but I think that it's because they're subsidizing.
No, they have the power.
These
got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, they have to build new infrastructure to power these data centers, and so it's like now we are all paying for that. So, anyways, yeah, AI. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. It might be good, might be bad, but I think it's honestly net decline for humanity.
Final point wise on that too, I was like, I think from the fields like yours and mine, the creative side I don't think is going to go anywhere, but like people that are paid editors and paid that, they're going to micromanaging small stuff. Like if you think you're the admin assistant, like whatever, you're going to have people looking over, but like your CPA, stuff like that, white collar stuff, I think that's going to get taken out. Let me even like that. If you're an editor, why pay an editor when I go, and then it's going to go, do you like this cut? And now, granted, it won't be as creative, but you're going to have a lot of people that'd rather do that. and not pay someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, it's literally going to affect every single industry, and nobody's safe, not even you at home.
But doesn't matter. We're actually AI, so
Yeah.
just kidding.
None of us exist. So
Dog's real though.
Dog's real. He's the only one.
He's the one running the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, what the what? Your camera turned back on.
They're like, wait a second, AI's listening. AI.
And that's why I have the backup audio recording on there, because if the camera died, now I have a backup recording here because it's transmitting, But yeah, I'm scared of like just how much pollution it's going to cause, and then the thing is, those data centers they're like run by like maybe 50 people. Like, it does not create jobs the way they like initially when you're building it. Sure, there's jobs, but after that, it's like it's a net drain on your community.
But you could exact same thing like you're messing with. It's the same reason why like I don't like these 2-3 year deal with music. They get them out there, people are going to see them, and then they disappear. And it's exactly that. That small term gain of like, oh, there's all these bands coming out. Who are some of these bands?
Yeah.
And it could be doesn't even mean metal genre. I was like, any genre. I was like, give me something.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Did you have a second song that I can play?
I could probably get you one. So if I did, it's right here.
Now. That second song was great too.
Yeah.
And
so my inspiration back.
Where can we find your work?
So basically Omnia, Omnia, Mors, all one word, Mors. If he's putting stuff here.
Right across.
There you go. Yeah, now you see it.
Yeah.
That wasn't AI. But anyways, basically that's Omnia Mors _band, Instagram. Facebook's a little weird. It's been weird. I'm gonna probably get that set up, but best way to get a hold of us is on Instagram and whatnot.
On Instagram. 'Cause we all have access to it, so we're always on.
Yeah, so reach out. It's not just one of us talking to you. It'll be myself, Josh, or anyone else. Yeah, it's AI.
Yeah.
And we are really looking for a drummer. We want to do shows. I put out feelers. If you've seen the feelers on any of the local areas, that's us. Omnia Mors _band. But yeah, you can find us on these socials. Reach out to us. We are looking for a drummer. And then from there, boom. I'm John, though. So basically.
And I'm Josh. If I ever show up, there we go. AI.
You guys have been great, and we've been Megadeth, or Lakeshore Video Podcast, whatever. And this is Chewy.